I just saw a trailer for a film called I Spit on Your Grave, which is due out in limited release on the 8th of October. It's a remake of a 1978 film called Day of the Woman, and it's been directed by Stephen R. Monroe. I Spit on Your Grave retells the horrific tale of writer Jennifer Hill, who takes a retreat from the city to a charming cabin in the woods to start on her new book. But Jennifer's presence in the small town attracts attention of a few morally deprived locals who set out one night to teach the city girl a lesson. They break into her cabin to scare her. However, what starts out as a terrifying act of humiliation and intimidation quickly and uncontrollably escalates into a night of physical abuse and torturous assault. But before they can kill her, Jennifer sacrifices her broken and beaten body to a raging river that washes her away. As time passes, the men slowly stop searching for her body and try to go back to their lives as usual. But that is not going to happen. Against all odds, Jennifer Hill survived her ordeal. Now with hell-bent vengeance, Jennifer's sole purpose is to turn the tables on these animals and to inflict upon them every horrifying and torturous moment they carried out on her. Only much, much worse. The reason I've gone into great depth in explaining that film is it's a very prevalent theme in films, especially in the horror genre, this revenge theme. And I draw similarities from this film to a 1960 film called The Virgin Spring by director Ingmar Bergman. Ingmar Bergman is one of my favorite directors, and in 1960, as I mentioned, he directed a film called The Virgin Spring. It's set in beautiful 14th century Sweden, and it is the somber, powerful fable of peasant parents whose daughter, a young virgin, is brutally raped and murdered by goat herders after her half-sister has invoked a pagan curse. By a bizarre twist of fate, the murderers ask for food and shelter from the dead girl's parents, who, discovering the truth about their lodgers, start taking revenge on them. So a lot of these films take reference from each other, and they all follow the same kind of theme, but obviously bring on new modern audiences. What was interesting is that Wes Cravens' first film was called The Last House on the Left, and he said himself it was inspired by Bergman's 1960s film called The Virgin Spring, and his film was also a similar premise. After kidnapping and ruthless assaulting two teen girls, a sadistic killer and his gang unknowingly find shelter from a storm at the home of one of the victims' parents. The parents find out and show they will go to increasingly grueling extremes to get revenge. Then The Last House on the Left was remade in 2009, and again this film, I Spit in Your Grave, has those similar revenge themes behind them. So that's why I'm a little bit excited about it, to see if it'll do something different. It looks like it's dark. It looks like this female character is going to perform the revenge on her own, which is going to be very suspenseful. As mentioned, it's a remake of a 1978 film called Day of the Woman, and the other films I've mentioned which have similar themes are Bergman's The Virgin Spring, which was made in 1960, then Wes Craven made The Last House on the Left with the similar premise in 1972, which was remade in 2009, and again this film, which is a remake of a film called Day of the Woman in 1978. So they're all very similar genre films, which I like. What I also like about them is that they're set in the real world, that this stuff could happen. It's not a horror where there's spirits and ghosts. It's real human revenge type of things, if that makes any sense.